Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Sheffield. With me I've got Matchroom's own Frank Smith. I was going to say Frank 1 now.
Were you?
no, I'm joking. Frank Smith.
He's a bit older than me.
He certainly is. You look way younger, I must admit.
Good.
We're here in Sheffield.
Nothing against him.
No, of course not, definitely not. Here in Sheffield, first show in the year in the UK. Kell Brook versus Mark Deluca, Kid Galahad and Morero, Terry Harper and Volstrom. I mean, what a great card for Sheffield, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
great.
the UK, I suppose.
Yeah, great card. Great to be back in Sheffield. It's been a long time since we've been here. Kell Brook, you saw the the weigh-in just now. The huge turnout. We must have had 500 people there. Great to have Kell Brook back. And a tough fight against Mark Deluca. Kid Galahad, as you say, against Morero. You got Terry Harper is going to win, going for that big fight against Eva Wallstrom as well. And a huge card as well. Dave Allen and a number of Martin Ward on there as well. So very exciting. Good start. Good first show of the year to come back to the UK with.
Is this a crossroads fight for Kell? If he loses, then is that him done, do you think, or do you think he can come back from a loss? I mean, he has to put in a great performance, obviously, as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think even for him in his where he is at his own stage of life now, he knows he's got to go in there and do a job on this guy, and he knows he's got to perform and deliver a big win. So there's a lot of pressure on him, but I think, as you say, this is the point where if he doesn't get the win, I don't think you'll see Kell Brook again. But I think he knows where he's at. He knows what he can do. He knows he's still got the ability. Looked great up there. He's in great shape. All the team around him say he's had a great camp. So it's exciting. I think he's had a good long period, probably 5 months now, of back in the gym, dedicating himself and getting back to it. So there's big fights out there for him as well.
Eddie Hearn in the press conference said that Terry Harper's becoming one of his favourite fighters, and he's sort of toyed. I don't know if he's toyed with the idea, but he's definitely mentioned it, like a possibility of Terry and Katie Taylor. Yeah. I mean, obviously you're quite close with Eddie, I believe. I believe you're friends.
Allegedly.
I mean, is that a fight being discussed? Is that a legitimate fight that could happen?
Yeah, I think definitely down the road. Terry's very early on in her career, and she's done very well. I think Katie has Katie's sort of been one of the names that has built female boxing to where it is now. It's continuing to grow, which is great, and I think Terry is now continuing to build that, and that's a huge fight down the line. Katie's got some big fights lined up already. It looks like she's going to fight Amanda Serrano at the early part of this year. Then there's a possibility against Cecilia Breakhouse, other fights like that, and Terry's definitely one there. It's an exciting time for the female boxing.
Staying on Katie Taylor for a little bit, can we get an announcement on when Katie's fighting next? Will it be the Eastern Seaboard on the United States?
It's all being worked on now. We're looking around the March-April time for the big Amanda Serrano fight. So we're just figuring out all the details.
I was kind of hoping
now.
it'd be St Patrick's Day in New York or something.
No. I think Michael Conlan's fighting then, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Kid Galahad as well. He's a co-main event of this thing. I mean, obviously, loads of people. But I think the majority of people might think that Kid Galahad won his fight against Josh Warrington. This is an IBF final eliminator. Yep. Being that if Kid Galahad comes through this fight, is the rematch something you're going to chase for Kid? Yeah,
that's definitely a possibility. There's a lot of big fights out there for all of these guys. I guess Josh Warrington will be fighting. I think he boxed in October, didn't he? Roughly. So I guess he'll be fighting soon. But yeah, that's definitely another fight down the line. I think Barry's got to go out there and look really impressive, but it's not an easy fight either on Saturday night. Morero looks very tough. Yeah, he looks in good shape as well. But Barry's got to go out there and really perform and impress, and I think he can do that. So exciting period for Barry in his career as well.
I want to jump on to the heavyweights now. Then I mean, the heavyweight scene is buzzing at the moment. And, what I mean? It's been a long time since boxing fans have been talking about the heavyweight division like we're talking about it now, with obviously Andy Ruiz beating Joshua last year in June, Joshua coming back and winning in Saudi Arabia, just being in Saudi Arabia as well for a heavyweight contest like that. There's obviously Gerald Miller signed with Top Rank now. You've got Wilder Fury coming up. I mean, how do you assess the heavyweight division right now? Dubois Joyce as well being announced today. I mean, how do you assess the heavyweight division? Yeah,
very exciting. That's an exciting fight as well, Dubois against Joyce. And it's a good that they're going in there early on in their careers, similar to what Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte did. So a similar time in their careers to do that fight. Great time. Anthony Joshua is going to be back, looking likely to be in the UK, working through it now.
Tottenham?
Possibly. We've got quite a few options in the UK, so we're working through that now. We're speaking to all of the stadium. Pulev for the IBF. Well, that's what deal's not completely done yet, but IBF belt. That's the fight next. You've got the likes of Dillian Whyte's going to come back. He obviously had his comeback fight on December 7th, but now going to headline another show very soon. Usyk possibly against Chisora is another big fight. So yeah, very exciting time. Andy Ruiz, let's see what he does. I don't know where he's going. I guess he might headline his own show in the US. You got a number of big fights out. Jarrell Miller's just signed with Top Rank.
Yep.
So maybe that's a fight they're looking to do with Tyson Fury down the road. Who knows?
But obviously with Jarrell Miller, my pressure on well, no, it's a tough question for you, Frank. You can say F you if you want, but would Jarrell Miller being with Top Rank, would you put him in with one of your heavyweights? Even obviously with what happened with the drug test.
I think the key is with Jarrell Miller. A lot of people questioned. There is people who have failed drug tests in the past who have come back and fought, and they've served time for that. Like British fighters, if they're found guilty, they'll serve a period of time as a suspension. Be that 6 months, a year, 2 years. Not up to me. It's up to the people who know what they're talking about with it. I think the issue is with Jarrell Miller. He hasn't really served any time, and I'm not saying he should. It's difficult for me to say he shouldn't fight again because we have had boxers who have failed tests in the past obviously fighting our show. So you can't sort of skirt that fact, but they've all served time for mistakes they've made. Yeah. Jarrell Miller, this happened in May, June of last year, and he'll probably be fighting very shortly. So who knows? If it would have come out and said, look, he's serving a 2-year suspension, maybe then people may be understanding. There's a lot of different views in this, in boxing, especially in sport in general. A lot of people think if you fail once, you should be banned forever. But it's complicated. But I think with Jarrell, let's see what happens with him. I think the key in that instance was that he didn't really serve any time for what he did.
I'm getting you hear Anthony Joshua. I think he still wants to fight Jarrell, doesn't he?
He really wanted to fight Jarrell Miller as well. First time, he had that. Like you saw it with him when he was at the press conference. He wanted to get in there and smash him up. Everything he said, it triggered AJ, and that's also probably part of the fact of what happened in the Ruiz fight, because he wasn't as up for that as he was for fighting Jarrell Miller. Not that he make excuses, but
not taking him in from Andy.
No, not at all. But that's partly in his head. When he was going to fight Jarrell Miller, he was so pumped for it, obviously. But yeah, maybe down the line again, you got to see what happens with Jarrell. See who he fights next. I'm not sure when he's back out. I know they've announced they've signed him. I'm not sure when he's fighting though.
I had a wee dig at Eddie on Instagram, but I'm not into clout chasing and that, so I won't go into that. He just called Eddie a fraud on his Instagram.
Who did?
Jarrell Miller.
Did he?
Yeah, called Eddie a fraud. But I'll speak to Eddie about that. He left you out there, so don't worry about it.
I'm alright. I'm fine then. You can say whatever you want about it.
I just mentioned Dillian Whyte. Eddie said to me Dillian Whyte and Povetkin and Usyk Chisora, are they going to be on the same card?
No,
different cards.
Different cards if they. Yep.
Would that be March 28th?
Work it, like I say, all those dates at the minute, all the schedule, UK, US, working through over the weekend to try and put together a full plan, of packed content for the next 3-4 months.
Can the fans expect an announcement on dates shortly?
Yeah, very soon. We're working to get through it all. I think in the next week to 2 weeks. Like I say, over this weekend we've got lots of meetings going on, lots of talks going on. So we're working through everything, and I think hopefully very soon we can get some more details out.
Because I know you're a busy man. I mean, I've seen your Twitter. All your tweets are just plain.
I just get abused for that though.
US flag.
I get abused for that. They say we don't care about where you are, so I'm like, just unfollow me there.
Exactly, don't follow me.
It's the only thing I do.
It's travel.
It's the only thing I can talk about. Just get on planes every day. So.
How many air miles you got?
You must have probably 1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good fun.
Could you give somebody else air miles to get?
No, I've tried it.
Have you tried it?
Yeah. I have to book. See, like when my missus flies me, I have to book her flights. I can't even use my air miles.
You know.
It's a bit of a nightmare.
I was a nightmare.
That's why I'd rather she didn't come to too many shows. It's bloody expensive. So, no, it's a good year. It's exciting. We had a big year last year. I think we ended on 40 shows we promoted, 44 with co-promotions. So
you've got DAZN Spain coming up this year as well.
Yeah, we're doing a few shows in Spain, working closely on Germany now. So it's very exciting. We've got a lot coming up, a lot of new things. Working on keep developing what we're doing in the UK and the US as well. So it's last year was a big transition period because we went from 2018 doing 20 shows a year, maybe 18, to 40 odd shows. And trying to put together a team of people at the same time, trying to set up offices, trying to, everything that went into it. I think this year, I feel there'll be a real improvement on across all levels, across all of our output, of course, our content we put out, across, the team of people we brought in. I feel like everyone's bedding together really well, and it's going to be an exciting year.
Fanny before let you go and get some lunch or do some meetings or send some emails or whatever the heck you do because you're
I don't know what I do.
Tyson Fury Wilder's happening in a couple of weeks' time. I mean, great. Again, we spoke about the heavyweight division, how exciting it is. I mean, this fight here is exciting fans left, right and centre because obviously what happened in the first fight.
I'm going to it.
Are you going to it?
Yeah.
I'll see you there. Just quickly get your thoughts on that fight itself and everything with Wilder and Fury 2. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, great fight. Very much looking forward to it. I think that it's a very close fight, as we saw in the first fight. I thought Tyson Fury should have won the first fight. Obviously, since then he had a few fights. The last fight against Otto Wallin, he didn't look, or he was tested more than people thought he could have been in that fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back from that. Deontay Wilder, as always, is dangerous from the first second to the 36th minute. So
which would be the 1060. I don't know.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah. So I'm not going to. I'll let you make up that you know what it was. I haven't got a clue. So exciting fight. I don't know which way it's going to go. I spoke about it the other day with where was I? I was in New York. I did an interview. Someone asked about it. I said, obviously, the Tyson Fury fight is huge in the UK for Anthony Joshua if he wins the fight. But globally, Deontay Wilder is a bigger fight, I believe. But I hope Tyson Fury, as a fellow Brit, goes out there and does the business.
Is that a fight you're hoping to get? If all the mandatories out of the way for Joshua, the winner of Wilder Fury? I know that I said last question.
I think that would be a great fight, but it's there's a lot of, hopefully we can make it happen. Obviously Joshua, once we get everything done, we'll be fighting Pulev, it looks like, in it later this year. And it's definitely a fight he wants. He wants to fight the biggest fights out there. So let's see what happens. They're supposed to be having a trilogy, but if it's not a very good fight, or if one of them just goes don't fancy, who knows? So let's see what happens. Lots can change. Everything seems to change in this business within days.
Well, in the boxing industry, we know how things change like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what
when
I mean?
you think you got a plan, and then it all changes. So.
Exactly. You've got a smile on your face, so everything seems to be going to plan.
That's good. That's good. We're in a good place. It's lots of challenges this year, but it's going to be fun.
Definitely. Well, Frank, as always, thanks
to see you, mate.
You too, my friend, and catch up with you soon.
Cheers,
Thanks,
mate.
Frank.